made the decision that I will be coming to this forum every year because of the significance and the importance of not just education, but the need for us to collaborate, harness ideas, correct where there are wrongs, and streamline the whole education program because, as I have said, it is the single most important investment any society, community, or nation can invest in. And that is the reason why close to 30% of our national budget is spent on education, not as a cost, but as an investment. It is the reason why we have progressively enhanced the budget in this sector from approximately 500 billion in 2022 to 702 billion in this financial year and 767 billion in the coming financial year. We don't treat the investment and the resources we are putting in education as a cost to us. It is an investment we are making in our present and in our future. And that is why the theme of this conference, leadership, accountability, which comes with integrity, and also collaboration, is a very apt theme that brings us together to realize that reform requires bold leadership because entrenched cultures don't give way easily. So we have to be courageous and bold to be able to implement the reforms that will align our education with the needs of the present and with the aspirations of the future. Accountability becomes a very central part of delivering on education because the resources we are allocating, the public taxes that we allocate to education, 700 billion shillings is a lot of money. And integrity must be front and center in us delivering on education and making sure that we can account to the Kenyan public on the resources we are spending in education. I have been in this space for a while, both as a member of parliament and subsequently as a minister for higher education. And I know full well how important and how impactful delivery on education can be to not just our learners, but to our society in general. It is the reason why I instructed the Ministry of Education to do a proper audit and to take the next step and digitize education data. You know, you will be well to know that when we carried out audit and when we decided to verify the numbers of students in primary school, the numbers of students in secondary schools, the numbers of schools themselves, you know, we got to know that there were 87,000 or thereabout ghost students in our secondary schools. Students we were paying capitation for, yet they didn't exist. We had 800,000 pupils in primary school. Government paying close to $1.2 billion every year for learners that did not exist. We had schools registered, close to 200 schools that did not exist. We are asking some very difficult questions to some of our head teachers and to some of our leaders in education at the county level. Because accountability, integrity is central to us making sure that all our resources are used properly. You will also want to know that because of this, we are now moving to the next step. And I have instructed the Ministry of Education that in the next 2 months, we're going to be working with CONSA Technopolis to make sure that we digitize all the education details of every learner, every school, teachers, bursaries, and everything else, so that we can make sure that through technology, deployment of technology, using digital data, we can easily check on whether we have the right number of students, whether we have the right number of teachers, where we have gaps, and what we need to do.